It's really just... Dad? Who, me? Hello. There has not been a proper introduction to this yet. It is 20 to 2. I've just gotten back from my mum and dad's house because after drowning, copyright protected content found. So I just was uploading a previous vlog. And allows content to be used on YouTube. That's fine. Oh, it's when I was singing From This Moment. That's absolutely fine. I'm not making any money off this anyway. I just like sharing stuff. Yeah, after Aquafit, me and my mum and a friend from Aquafit went for tea. I had a scone with jam and cream. What was it? It was plum and... It was plum and something. Either way, it was really, really tasty. It was a warm scone as well. So as I was putting like the cream on, it was just melting, and it was like, oh, this is so satisfying. But yeah, I am being a model later at work for somebody new who is learning the massages. So I'm a sacrifice. So yeah, I think they've got me from 4 till about 5:30 to practice massages on me, and I cannot wait. Because Emma at work yesterday said, oh, it'll probably just be all the massages. It was just like, bring it on, baby. Oh, let's get this hair bubble out. I've got 2 hair bubbles in my hair right now, so... Oh, there we go. I have just been catching my mum and dad up on the Alice Eppinger and Griffith thing. And my dad was just saying, like, as I got out the car, it was just like, the fact that we're talking about this in England and this is happening in LA sounds like it's just fueling Alice with the fact that she is so performative about this. And it was just like, that's a really, really good point. The fact that we are talking about this over here. And the fact that this has all been a dramatic... It's like a dramatic reading from Twitter, basically. Her constant harassment and the echo chamber that she has created with the people that she has been communicating with, which admittedly I feel like that bubble has gotten smaller for her. Not as many people are engaging with her anymore. But yeah, there is another catch up from Burkhart, Andrea, which I did watch about half an hour of this morning. I might watch some of that as I'm getting ready. So yeah, going to pop in the shower. As you can see, this just needs washing. I was thinking I might see if I can use the spa afterwards. I'll take a costume with me anyway and then find out if I can. And if I can, it just means I can just go in the sauna after I've had the massage. So I might not have a swim. I might just go into the sauna. So, yeah. But this hair, see, it needs a wash. It desperately needs a wash. This is after 3 days of work and being in chlorine this morning. So, yeah. But it's just interesting telling my dad about it because I've caught my mum up on what was happening, and I've told my dad about what was going on, and he was just like, sounds like she needs locking up. And it was just like, I think that is what anybody who actually has a brain wants, because she's admitted that she took photos of him in a courtroom to the judge, and it was just like, if that is not evidence of this restraining order needing to become permanent. And the fact is, though, I was just there saying to my dad, like, the fact that she has gotten away with breaking it repeatedly over the past few years without any consequence, just like, what will the permanent restraining order do? I mean, she's gotten away with it with a temporary one. So if there's actually going to be a permanent one put in place, there needs to be repercussions for her because she has broken it so many times and confessed to it in court to a judge, and this judge has seen mountains of evidence of her breaking this restraining order. So yeah, at this point, I think I agree with my dad. This woman needs jail time, and the kids just need all the therapy that they can get because they have been through so much. I really feel for those kids, and I feel sorry for Bianca in all of this as well, because she has been harassed since day one because of Alice's stupid sharing of saying, oh, my husband's been having an affair for 3 years. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. She was accusing multiple people from the set of Harrow of having an affair with him, and she's been coming up with all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it makes my blood boil. It really does. And the reason I'm so invested in this is because I saw this happen in real time in 2020, and I want to see how it ends. But yeah, I mean, it's not good for the kids if she does end up in jail, because that would mean that they'd probably end up in foster care because they have been alienated away from Johan so much by Alice. I really don't know how it would go down if he ended up with custody of the girls, as well as Bianca being a new mum. It's bonkers. But yeah, I think originally there were supposed to be closing arguments yesterday. Sounds like that didn't happen. They got a financial guy on the stand. I don't know if they spoke to anybody else yesterday, but I said it's like a 3-hour video that I need to catch up on from Andrea. So yeah, and find out what happened there. I just find it hilarious that I was just like, I'm part of a group to take down tattle in the UK, and it was just like, why? Because they've held on to the receipts? What, you can't move on because they've kept everything that you wrote on the internet? They've screen saved it, so they know exactly what you did? You can't move on because they've held on to the evidence? Sounds like a load of bullshit to me. Anyway, I need to calm down. Shower, wash hair. Let's get some. I think my quiche is done. Oh, that looks nice. Right, let's... I'm going to have to put this down. I can't do this one-handed. You're leaning on my spray. This one is a chili and camembert. Oh. It's an oldie one. Oh, that smells so good. I think it might need 5 more minutes. So, just put that in for a little bit longer. Yeah, just needs a little bit longer. That's the thing about this oven. I always go slightly under because when I first got this oven and started using it, it's a lot more powerful than I expected. And I did manage to burn a few things when I first moved in. I do know that my smoke alarm works though. So I'm going to take this costume with me. I do love this swimming costume. And at some point, because we are now officially in March, I need to get my suitcase down. Let's turn off the battery-powered lights. Just pop them on because I filmed a video talking about the second Sherlock Holmes book. Something of the Four. I've just been talking about it and I've already forgotten what it's called. The Sign of the Four, which essentially is a treasure hunt. So a woman gets sent pearls anonymously. Oh, you've seen the edge of my diary. For a period of about 6 years. And it seems there's a connection to her father and people dying. Of course, because it's Sherlock Holmes. And yeah, it feels like a treasure hunt. I was getting Indiana Jones vibes from this book, and I very much enjoyed it. I think the next one was The Hound of the Baskervilles. I really enjoyed Hound of the Baskervilles. As I said in my video, it was just very Monster on the Moors, and I quite like that. So yeah, I'm going to import this. I'm going to watch the end of this Andrea video. How long have I got left? I'll be leaving in about 40 minutes. I'm going to leave at about 3:30. Because it needs to be, I think we're starting the treatment at 4, so I'm going to get there for about 2:10. So I've got just under an hour left of this, but I do watch it on double speed because, admittedly, Andrea is a very calm, collected, rather slow talker, which probably lends itself greatly when she's in a courtroom. But she's somebody who, I listen to a lot of books on like double speed, so yeah, speeding her up. The fact that there's an option to do that. The fact is, you can listen to stuff at whatever speed you want. It's not offensive to anybody. You do what you have to do. But yeah. Got about 10 minutes left on my food, which is in the oven. I'm just having, I just put some quiche in. And then I've got like cheese and some meats and stuff. So that is going to be my lunch. And then later when I get in, I decided if I want to do like a pasta or something. There's a few things in my freezer. So... to be honest, actually, there's probably some veggies in my freezer that I probably need to use up, so I might defrost them, pop them in the fridge, and do something with them later. So, yeah. Let's find out how the financial side of this trial is going. Chicken that's all in. Right. I feel like it's getting to be a slightly smoother process. But God, that was awkward to get down. I feel like this should be a 2-person job. But it's done now. So that's all done. I finished this video. Ooh, there's a Parks and Rec Memories with Amy Poehler. What's the next video I've got? Next one I'll be doing is a Books Unbound. Don't really have anything short enough to watch. Oh, I could watch Alicia. Well, I like to watch Dinosaur Slow Speed. To be fair, I'll be leaving in like 10 minutes anyway. So, yeah. I'm just glad I've got my suitcase down. I mean, I'm not going for like another month, but sometimes you just want to get stuff done. Out of breath after trying to get into the attic. We'll say, there's no evidence of squirrels in my attic. We have been told that there are some people who have been feeding squirrels and they've been coming into some of the roofs. They said, like, if you're aware of any noises in your attic, please let us know. And it's just like, I'm not aware of anything happening in my attic. I had a good look up this now and like there's no evidence of anything being up there. So that is lucky. But I don't feed the squirrels, I just watch them. I must admit, there is a squirrel on TikTok, an actual, real squirrel that somebody's got as a pet, because I think they're doing some rehabilitation. I think it was a Paulie. I think it was a Paulie squirrel, so somebody's looking after it. It's so cute. I can't remember for the life of me the name of the squirrel. It had a pretty good name. No, it's gone. If it comes back, I'll let you know what the name of the squirrel is, because she's so cute. So cute. But anyway, I'll see how I feel after the treatment. If I do want to have a sauna, and to be honest, if it's quiet, they might let me. I've got everything in my Disney bag. This is a great bag. I use it when I go shopping as well, because it's a nice big bag to put all the shopping bags in. Then also, it's tall, so it means I can get like bottles in there. That sounds really weird, bottles. I mean like tonic water, juice, milk. It's a nice tall one to put those in, and balances out. And then I've got my bags for life. Because I'm a sensible person who always takes bags with me. I will say though, this is my favourite one. I've got a B one that's actually from M&S, but it was given to me as part of a big birthday gift a few years ago. I don't even know what year it was, but yeah, there's a reason I've kept hold of this bag. Because it's got bees on it. But yeah, let's get myself sorted. I'm glad I've managed to get my suitcase down. This was a Matalan one, I think. I didn't get the matching travel size one just because it looked quite big for what it was. And actually, this one that I found on Amazon, this pink, because it kind of goes with the rose gold of the suitcase. But yeah, it means I can start putting summer stuff in and, stuff for the holiday that I will not be wearing before I go, like shorts, skirts. And I can probably get out the swimwear I want. I've got dust all over me now. But yeah, there's a few things that I can sort out into there. And plus, I have pink packing cubes. Because why not? Yeah, just going to brush my teeth, get ready to go. I'm very much looking forward to having a massage for essentially an hour and a half. Oh, it's going to be lovely. People are actually using their whirligigs today, which is the word I have been brought up to use for the outside hanging. Yeah, I've always called it a whirligig, thanks to my mum and dad. I don't actually know what it's called. Basically, the outside drying things. But anyway, they're being used, and I need to leave. So yeah, I'm just excited the fact that it's actually warm and dry enough for people to be using the whirligigs. I've just been brought up to call them whirligigs. Oh, I am really looking forward to this. Basically, I'm just going to tell them, concentrate on my lower back and my shoulders. Anywhere else, right. Want to massage my knee? Go for it. I'm just about to get on the bed. They're doing a mixture of the regular full body and the deep tissue. So, yeah. I do need to lower the bed so that I can actually get on it. It is 23 minutes past 5. That's what happens when I actually put on mascara after my shower. I'm just popping my flip-flops back on. I say flip-flops, they're ones that have a back on them. Yeah, it's these Sketcher ones. They are comfortable though. Yeah, it is so satisfying to have two people working on your back at the same time. It doesn't even matter if they're in sync or not. I put my costume on and I'm just going to say to them, I'm going to use the sauna. my robe on. Put my bra in my pocket for now. Oh, I turned that heated bed on as soon as I got on. I was just like, I'm just going to pop a heated bed on. Keep it nice and warm. But yeah, I might go into the relax zones for a little bit. Have an iced tea, because I haven't tried the iced teas yet. If I can, I might be able to use the changing rooms upstairs. I'll ask and see. It just depends on how busy it is. But it is a Tuesday, so it shouldn't be. But yeah, I think they are coming. I don't know. But she did say I can just go whenever, so I might just remake the bed for them. Because I'm a nice person. Just got out of the sauna. It was lovely. I didn't go in the pool. I just had a bit of a rinse. But somewhere along the way, I've misplaced my bra. So I'm going to retrace my steps. It might still be downstairs. But yeah. So it was in my pocket at one point, and then I went to put it in my bag, and now I can't find it. I'm sure I'll find it at some point. It'll be here somewhere. Because I wore it here. I definitely put it in my pocket when I came out of the treatment room. I remember that. Retraced my steps, and it was still in the changing room. It had just been put on the side. It must have fallen out of my bag. But yeah, so I'm a bit flying free at the moment. But yeah, just trying to figure out what I want to put in for dinner. I think I might take the veggie pizza. Put the remaining pepperoni and cheese on it. But yeah, because obviously I came out, I went back to the locker that I put my stuff in, and it was just like, it's not in there. Then I walked back, and there's a table like right next to kind of the hair bit, and I realised my bra was on there, and it was like, oh, how did it get on there? But somebody was sat, and I just picked up my bra, put it in my bag, and walked out. It kind of looked like I was stealing a bra. No, it is my bra. I just find it quite impressive that it fell out, but it was on a table, so obviously somebody saw it and put it on the side. Yeah, I'm not completely sure how that happened, but anyway, yeah. Oh, that was so chill. But like afterwards, when I came back up to and reception was like, "Oh, that was quick." It was just like, yeah, I just used the sauna, had a rinse, and came out. That was all I needed. I'm sure at some point I'll use proper perks and go up and use rooftop, but I just want to go home and eat now. And put something funny on. I don't know what I want to watch. Shall I go back to Frasier? Haven't watched Frasier in a bit. And then tomorrow there's nothing in the diary, but my Auntie Jo is up north because her son lives nearby. So I might see her. Basically, the idea is that she's either going to come to see the flat tomorrow or Thursday. And on Thursday, we've got Aquafit as well. But yeah, so at some point, my Auntie Jo will see the flat. I'm just not sure it's going to be tomorrow or Thursday. But nothing is in the diary tomorrow. So there was a thought that me and Mum might binge watch the second half of Bridgerton. But it may have to be prepared, because I've heard about a bath scene and it was just like... To be fair though, I can get away with watching stuff with my mum. Not my dad, but I can watch stuff with my mum. Anyway, I'm now going to drive home. But that was lovely. So I popped into Aldi on the way back to get some nice chocolates. How do you like these chocolates? It's the Rosa Roth sea salt dark chocolate and salted caramel dark chocolate. And then while I was in the same aisle, this was all in the same aisle, there were some porridge oats, which I'm running low on porridge oats, so I grabbed some of those. But then I also got some lightly spiced hot cross buns, because if my Auntie Jo's coming over, it'll be nice to have something to snack on. But yeah, and then I just get these everyday porridge oats. You're trying to hold it at an awkward angle. I'm now going to go whack some heat gel on my shoulder, because I know that'll help it out as well. And then it's currently 6:30. I might wait till 7 o'clock to put the dryer on. And then the stuff that I wore in the spa, I wasn't in there for very long, so I might just dry them on the radiator. Yeah, got some nice chocolates because I ran out. It was just like, this is my pack. So yeah, I think I might add the last of this pepperoni and cheese to a veggie pizza. It's my pepperoni and mozzarella selection, and it's one of those smaller pizzas. But yeah, it is always fun to add extra cheese to a pizza, because I might wait until I've used those up and then top it up with this. So, yeah. I feel like I haven't drunk that much tea today, but it's because I drank all my tea with my scone this morning. So, I feel like it is the perfect weather for this jacket at the moment, which I think I got this. Yeah, I got this at Levi's in America. And it was just like, oh, this fits. It's definitely a transition jacket. Funny thing though, because I always take claw clips out when I'm driving. If you don't know why, please look into it. Basically, if you have a crash and you go bang, that claw clip is going to hurt. So yeah, I attached it to my coat like this. Was going to pop it up, use it to pop my hair up during the treatment. Completely forgot about it. For a second there, I thought I had a hole in me. No, I built in the small earrings, that's why. But yeah, completely forgot about it. It was still attached to this. So, yeah, I'm glad I got my suitcase down. It means I can start putting small things in. I'm going to just close these blinds. Oh, wrong way. I always get these the wrong way. Do I want to watch Frasier? I think actually I might catch up on some Grey's Anatomy actually, because I haven't caught up in a while. No idea what episode I'm on. I do find it funny when I'm driving to this close and I see it's fairly dark like this, and I see people with their curtains blind wide open and the brightest lights you can see. To be fair though, this probably looks really bright from out there. But I see people with like proper like white lights, as in like my bedroom light white. Oh, I wanted to update. It just asked me to update and I accidentally put no instead of yes. Oh, it is doing. Update in progress. It says it's 17.5 in here because I didn't need to boost my heating today. Because even though I was in, I didn't boost it when I got in before I had my shower. Yeah, I'm just waffling. I'm just talking for the sake of talking at this point. I filmed a video today, which I'm very happy about. I might edit a video, I'll see how I feel. But sometimes it is nice, just because, well, obviously, if I'm sat at the computer, it's that posture. And so, yeah, I think I might just allow myself to chill. I need to preset the oven, don't I? I need to preset the oven to put my pizza in. What time is it? It is 6:39. So, yeah, if I boost it in, it doesn't take that long, the pizza. It's usually about 12 minutes. So, no, that's microwave. No. Just oven. Yes. 180. Yes. Let's get that going. But yeah, the chili and camembert. I can't speak today. The chili and camembert. Why is my brain not working today? I'm just losing all words. Quiche. That's what I'm looking for. Quiche. The chili and camembert quiche from Aldi is so tasty. And earlier I did just have that with just a bit of pepperoni and a bit of that mozzarella cheese. And now I'm putting the rest of that stuff on my pizza. Yay me. Yeah, you can stop waffling, Debs. Take your jacket off, put your warming gel on. It feels so weird walking into a supermarket when you're not wearing a bra and you're so used to wearing a bra. I'm sure there'll be a multitude of people out there going, just go bra free, Debs. It's really good fun. It's just like, the thing is though, I don't have the biggest boobs in the world, but I'm not so small that I feel I can get away with it. Most of the time I don't really wear bras. After COVID, I went into wearing like sports bras, crop top style things that weren't too restrictive, which means that when I do wear a bra, I'm very aware of the wire. So yeah, I prefer the feel of wireless. If you do have any recommendations for some good wireless bras that are okay for people with a slightly bigger chest, I think my chest is slightly deceiving because I'm a double D, and I feel like the shape of my body and my chest, it can look like they're not as big as they are, but they are. Me just talking about my breast size on the internet, but oh well. We need to talk about these things. We need to find solidarity and find people who know things and can share things. So, yeah. Warming gel. Yeah, that's the warming one. Just check it because I've got a cooling one as well. I'm going to pop that warming stuff on. And also, the fact that I'm not wearing a bra probably is helpful. Because Emma did admit that during the massage, I was going like really red, and it was just like, that's a good thing, Emma. And she was like, is it? It was just like, I was always taught when having a massage, if the area where you're working is red, it means that the blood is coming to the surface. It's a good sign. It means you're working it well, like you've broken down the knots. I'm now going to go drink lots of water, pop that warming gel on, and flush it all out. So yeah, I was always taught that it was a good thing. And that's because I wasn't in beauty, I was in massage. And I think in beauty, they get scared of it slightly. It's a good redness, which means that you've had it's almost like having a good workout almost. Yeah, it can feel sore a little bit. To be honest, right now, it just feels amazing. Like I can look that way and it doesn't hurt. But yeah, sometimes massage therapists can get a bit about redness. But that's more of, I think that is more of how they're taught in beauty. Because I was purely massage, I was told, no, it means good blood flow to the area. It means you're working that area quite nicely. And now you can go apply heat or cool stuff and just really just leave it to do what it needs to do. But yeah, I did have a bit of an iced tea when I got there after a treatment. A peppermint iced tea, which I wasn't expecting to like, but actually it was quite refreshing. But now I'm just going to have a big glass of water. I might pop a little bit of squash in, just for a little bit of flavour, but actually I've got some tonic water. I think some electrolytes might be a good idea as well, actually, because I don't want to get a headache, and that can happen if you don't drink enough water for a massage. The more you know. Anyway, I've been waffling on for 8 minutes, so I'll talk to you later. I decided to do Grey's Anatomy. It's episode 11. Yeah, catching up on my Greys. Happy. Guess what I'm watching from the beginning, thanks to the new season coming out. Yes. I am now going to binge watch Scrubs from season 1. Fun times. It is 10:58. I have just finished editing my 56 days series Sunday video, book versus TV series. I was a lot more coherent in this video than I thought I was, because I felt afterwards, it was just like, does this make any sense? Because I wasn't sure if I felt like I was doing it in order. Obviously, I was talking about spoilers as well. And I had a timer to try and make sure I didn't speak for too long. And yeah, it made a lot more sense than I thought it did. But I do find it absolutely hilarious that the video is basically 26 minutes and 6 seconds long. Because at the very end of the video, I confirmed that I wanted to watch a video which was like day 3 of the Alice Evans Ioan Gruffudd trial. And I just like, if you know, you know. The number 26 is quite a significant number in regards to Alice Evans. I'll just say that. I think it was kind of hilarious, also the fact that I'm pretty sure Alice was on the stand on the 26th of February, 2026. That was kind of hilarious as well. Yeah, number 26 is quite a big, significant number when it comes to some of the things that she's lied about. I'll just say that. So pretty much bang on 11 o'clock. I've already washed up, so I'm very happy about that. I am just going to wash my face. It's just washing off the eye makeup, really, because I just got a bit of mascara and a bit of concealer around this area. So I don't need to do a full face wash. I'll probably just use my eye and lip cleansing thing. I'm just so glad I was a lot more coherent in the video than I thought I was. It is a bit here, there and everywhere, and there's some things I don't talk about, but you do hear me talking about a lot of spoilers in that video, which you will have seen by the time you watch this. Well, you have. I'm not sure. Actually, I think this will be out. Yeah, this will be out after that video. So by the time you see this, I think the 56 days series Sunday will be 2 videos before this. So the last one you will have seen was my thoughts on the Creekers. So yeah. But see, I'm in my marshmallow onesie. I call it my marshmallow because I look like a marshmallow. But yeah, I feel good about today. You know, I did aquafit. I felt really good when I was in that swimming pool. I felt like I was really energised, alert. I was just like, yes. Then I had a scone with jam and cream, which was really tasty. Had some quiche, was a model at work and got a lovely massage for like an hour and a half, which was lovely. And then went up to the sauna, sat in there for about 20 minutes, met a lovely couple in there who were staying over and said that they'd been into Harrogate and they'd been into Knaresborough. It's like, oh, isn't Knaresborough beautiful? Just have a little conversation because they'd come up from Manchester. And it was just really sweet to talk to them. I didn't get their names. I didn't tell them I worked there either. I just said, like, how are you doing? Like, are you having a nice day? Are you staying over? So yeah, this is what's nice about doing things by yourself. You talk to people who you wouldn't normally talk to. And also, I'm quite a homebody. You've probably figured this out. I do have friends and stuff, but I am a kind of person. I like my own time by myself. I can't imagine sharing this place with anybody. Like, seriously. I've been alone for so long that I can't imagine sharing with anybody. Like, I like my own space. I have had people over, don't get me wrong, but and I can't wait for the moment that Jenny finally comes over, because it's also the fact that I've never seen her place. We always meet like somewhere in the middle. Which, if ever her Wakefield, I'm in where I am, and usually meet in like Leeds. Now, so like, at some point, you just need to come here. Like, we'll go to the town, see some of the shops. You can see my place, and I can see her place. Plus, she's getting married this year. She's getting married this year. It's so exciting. But yeah, and I think we're going to go shopping when I get back from holiday. I think the idea was going to go to Trafford Centre. My dad was like, why are you going to Trafford Centre? It was like, because we want to. We want to have a nice day out, so we might as well go somewhere that we don't get to go to very often. To be honest, I don't think I've been into Trafford Centre. I think I want to film something at Trafford Centre. Possibly. I think it was Trafford where I met Fern Bryn, and I took a picture of her slippers. First from a distance, and then she was just like, hey, if you're going to get a picture of my slippers, you might as well just come here. It was called Photoshopping. I've never seen the film. I don't know what happened to it, but it was really, really good Sunday. 3 minutes past 11. I'm going to go to bed now. So yeah, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Because I've got my 3 days off together this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm not at the theatre this week because we've just finished Midsummer Night's Dream. It was when I was saying that to my dad, and I kept calling it Midsummer Night's Murder. Because obviously in the UK we've got a show called Midsummer Murders, and so I was kind of mixing up the title of Midsummer Night's Dream and Midsummer Murders, and it just became Midsummer Night's Murder. And my dad was just like, that's not the name of the show, is it? I was like, no. No, it's not the name of the show. But yeah, because that finished on Saturday, they basically have the week to just reset the stage. So I think they're probably going to start gutting Midsummer straight away, and then they prep for the next show going in. So I don't even know what the next show going is, but I don't think I'm at the theatre for a couple of weeks now. So, but yeah, it's been a quite chilled night. I will say that. I just, as you saw, I've seen all the things about the new Scrubs, and it was just like, I haven't watched Scrubs in years. And it's just like, it's the original series on Disney Plus, because that's where the reboot is. And it was just like, I'm going to watch Scrubs from the beginning now. So there'll be a point when I'm just watching all these old sitcoms. Because obviously, like, I'm watching Frasier at the moment. I'm making my way through Frasier to get ready for that reboot, which obviously has been on for a couple of seasons at this point. Yeah. And now I'm watching Scrubs to get ready for that reboot. So I feel so chilled. That massage was just what I needed. Worked on my shoulder, worked my lower back. It was lovely. When I got in, I put some warming gel on my shoulders, which I can feel. I can still feel it, but I might pop a little bit more on before I go to bed. But yeah, I just need to wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I can get into bed. Maybe watch a bit of Alfie Days in bed. I'm up to about the 9-year mark now, as in, like, the video is 9 years old. And this was a point when he was vlogging daily. What's wrong with me? Why do I binge watch people's YouTube videos? It's satisfying though, because I don't like the idea of just going straight into a new YouTube channel and not watching all their old stuff. It's like watching a TV series halfway through. I can't do it. I have to go back to the beginning. Anyway, good night. And as I said, I will see you in the morning. At some point this week, I might actually just film like a pack with me type video. It could be for a vlog, because I've got some vlogs that I need to fill in for the weeks that I'm away. So, as I say, good night for the millionth time. Good night. Good morning. It is 10:05. I first woke up at 8:30 and I just stayed in bed watching videos, as you do. This is what happens when my body has a full day off. I just didn't want to get out of bed. I'm very aware of the label in this top at the moment, so I'm going to have to cut it out. I don't know why that happens. Like, I can be absolutely fine for absolutely ages. Like, I've had this top for a very long time, and yet suddenly this label is annoying me, so I'm going to have to cut it out. But yeah, halfway through my makeup, just want to do my eyes and my lips, and I'm watching Alicia Bellegarde, double show day in Torquay. So it's uploaded like a day ago. and then I will watch a bit of the I say live stream, it's not live anymore, from Andrea Burkhart, because from the looks of things it's like a 3 hour long video, and so it finished at 6 o'clock this morning. Yes, they talked to a detective who quite a few things were reported to, and somebody who actually used to be friends with Alice, who was in charge of Johan's fan club, was on the stand. So that'll be interesting to hear what she had to say, because she was actually involved in a lot of the abuse against Johan, and now she's been called by Johan's side. So that would be interesting to hear, considering the fact that she was very active in the hate campaign, basically. I'm sorry, I'm just messing about with a scrunchie. Yeah, I've just put some breakfast in the oven. I'm doing sausages, hash browns, and then once that's done, I'll cook off a poached egg. And then I think my mum's picking me up at about 12:30 to go pick my auntie up. Anyway, I'm going to finish this and have some breakfast, and then pop the kettle on, because I can't start my morning without a cup of tea. All right, majority of makeup done, just popping on some lips. You see my foundation? Got my mushrooms in today. My sister got me these earrings. Gone very neutral and light today. Bit of spray perfume. Doesn't feel as sunny today. I'm just going to pop a little bit more sparkle on the eye, because I feel like it's not showing very much. There we go. That makes me feel a bit better. Just put my dry one, because I realised I never dried it last night. I washed stuff, but I didn't dry it, and it was just like, oh, I've completely forgot about it, so that's on now. So I'm being picked up at 12:30. Hopefully that will be done before my mum picks me up. We'll have a bit of a clean so that it's all nice for when my auntie comes over. Yeah, I do find it funny though, because obviously my sister gave me these mushrooms, and I do think it's a nod to something I did when I was a kid that was really stupid. Basically, when I was in primary school, I was young. Basically, me and a friend, for some bizarre reason, decided to eat mushrooms off the school field. And my mum was just like, why? We told you about nuts, we told you about all this, and we told you about not eating berries and things. And apparently my classic line coming back from that whole conversation was, you never mentioned mushrooms. Oh, I was a sassy one. But my mum was just like, you know what? Actually, you're right. We never mentioned mushrooms, because it never occurred to us to say not to eat mushrooms. But yeah, my parents said that was actually quite valid of me to say that, and that now we make sure to mention that with my niece. We don't eat berries, we don't eat random nuts outside, we don't eat like flowers and things, unless we've specifically been specified you can eat this berry by somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. And now we always make sure to include, don't eat mushrooms from outside. To be fair, she's not a big mushroom fan anyway. But yeah, I think my friend at school was taken to A&E, just in case. And my mum was just like, oh, we'll just keep an eye on her. If she starts acting weird, we'll take her to the hospital. I was fine. Very lucky, to be honest, though, because I have seen, as an adult, poisonous, hallucinogenic mushrooms in the wild, and was just like, oh, who do I need to tell about this? Because it was on a dog walking path as well, and it was just like, oh, I feel like I need to report this to someone, and I did, and they were gotten rid of, so I did. Good work, Debs. But yeah, you have to be quite specific with kids, especially me. But yeah, I do find it funny that these are actually some of my favourite earrings. To be fair, I've got quite a few not favourite pairs of earrings, because I've got these wonderful bee earrings. Around here. I'll take one of them out. So actually I've got 2 pairs of bee earrings, because my name Deborah means the bee. So yeah, there's these ones. And it's one of those ones that it clips in. I find these earrings so comfortable, but I know people that actually don't like these type of earrings. Me, I find these really comfortable to wear. I've got another pair of earrings that I've got, they're silver, they're quite dainty, that have this kind of style, and they're just so comfortable. I can even sleep in those, whereas I generally can't wear earrings in bed anymore, but I actually don't mind wearing those little silver dainty ones. But yeah, these are the other bee earrings. I don't wear these very often. I really need to wear them. I could wear them today. No, I'll leave the mushrooms in for now. But yeah, these are the other earrings that I have. I've had this for years. It was my friend Jenny that got me this years ago. The shape of Mickey Mouse. But yeah, so I've got all sorts on here. I've got necklaces. I've got I actually got this snitch one for my 30th birthday. It was before all the falling out of love with the author stuff happened. But I don't like to let that stop me from wearing the necklace. Like, if I'm going public, I might hide it under something, but I don't want to let myself prevented from wearing something that was given to me as a gift. This one has matching earrings. I got this for my birthday this year for my sister. I do also have a bee necklace. I can't get it off this chain because of the shape of the chain, but I do need to get it cleaned. Yeah, I've got that. And then I've also got Tinkerbell. And then there's this one here. I think I got this when I graduated. This one. But yeah, and I've got all these earrings and bracelets and things. This bracelet, an earring. This was my grandma's. And I looked at it and thought, wow, that is tiny. It fits my wrist perfectly. And it was just like, bloody hell. Because my grandma was a petite woman. And she had very, very small wrists. And it made me realise, I have small wrists. Small enough to be able to fit into my grandma's bracelets. And then I've got this big chunky one here as well. And also, this, my friend Jenny gave to me years ago. I think that she probably gave this to me while we were at uni. And I can't get rid of it. Yeah. Anyway, gonna pop my watch on. Have a cup of tea. Watch the end of Alicia. And then I think I might watch a bit of the Andrea Burkhart catch up while I have breakfast. Before my mum picks me up. So, yeah. I feel like a crazy person. I washed my hair yesterday. I am at Aquafit tomorrow, provided my dentist appointment isn't that long. I think it's a hygienist appointment I've got tomorrow. But the appointment is at 10 to 9. And normally, to get to Aquafit, we usually leave at about 9:15. So I think that should be plenty of time for me to have my appointment and get to Aquafit. So, hopefully, yeah. So I'm now going to have a bit of a tidy up. Pop the kettle on. As you see, the mess. This is my dining room table, but still, the feast. And Andrea. Kill. So I have finally managed to get into my student finance account on the government website. It's been a while. Mainly because there's a lot of conversation about student loans at the moment. So I was just like, you know what? I have not received a letter from them in years. Let's see if I can log in. And the login was set up with an email address that doesn't exist anymore. So it's just like, oh God. And it's like, well, you can log in if you've got your customer reference number. I haven't had a letter about my student loan in years. So it's fairly obvious that it was being sent to the old email address. But at some point, they just stopped sending out letters. And so I had no idea where the last letter I got was. So I have been organising, basically. I sorted out my dining room table, sorry. So that's all clear. I was putting things away. I'm not sure if you can tell. I've got the cupboard under my TV open. So I've got folders in there. I've got folders in my coffee table, which is right next to the wall. And so I was just like, I'm going to pull all of this out. I'm sure I've got a letter somewhere. I just don't know how old it is. And I finally tracked one down. And the last letter I got about my student loan statement was in 2017. That was the last letter correspondence I got about my student loan. Why? Why did they suddenly stop sending me letters and they didn't tell me that they was going to stop sending letters is the big question. But yeah, I finally know how much my current statement is. And I find it absolutely bonkers what the number is, considering the fact that when I was at uni, it was £3,000 a year. It went up for the people in the year below me. And obviously, at that time, I was not earning that kind of money. I had a summer job, and then it took me a while to get into long-term employment. So I was working for an exams board. I did about a month Halloween stint at the York Dungeons. Usually, I wasn't there for long. I was there for about 6 weeks. It was literally just a holiday job, as it were. It was a Halloween contract. And then after that, I was doing bits. I was acting. I was doing background work until I finally got like a proper, more long-term job when I was 20. Well, I was at the other job I was at my previous job from this for about 7 years, I think. And I've been at this one for 5 because lockdown put an end to that. And then I was just like, I don't want to go back. So I didn't. The mental health was insane. I did have other jobs in that time as well. Like one of my worst ones was working in a call centre. I absolutely hated that job. I dreaded going in. And so I was very glad when they started phasing me out. And it was just like, if you're going to phase me out and you're not going to give me the experience that I need to handle the cases that you want me to call about, because it was lots of like, people knew why we were calling. We were investigating stuff for the police, kind of. And basically we were trying to find out how the police had handled whatever they had called them about, or if they were involved in something. So we were trying to find, it was customer service for the police essentially. And so yeah, people knew why we were calling, and they'd still flip out at us like if we called them at Sunday during dinner time. They're just like, I'm having my Sunday roast right now. And it was just like, yeah, this is just to a quick call just to find out how everything went. And they'd still cuss us out. I absolutely hated working in a call centre. To people who enjoy that kind of work, I bow down to you. I absolutely hated it. It's not for the weak-minded. But yeah, the job that I had before this current one was my first proper long-term job. I've been there for like 7 years, and that's including COVID when I was furloughed. So yeah, would have been, because I think I retrained at like 23, 24. I went back to college to do massage therapy. And so I was self-employed for about a year before I got the job at that spa. It's just, the whole student loan conversation at the moment is insane to me. And I'm just like, based on, because it's also the fact that in the UK, I'm sure there's a lot of British people that do actually watch this, but in the UK, you don't actually start repaying your student loan until you're in a job that's earning a certain amount. There was a brief moment when I did start repaying it at my last job, and then it stopped. And then there was a brief period when I started repaying it at this job, and then it stopped because they changed the threshold for earnings on repaying your student loan. So it's a lot of money. I'm very happy with them just taking it out when I'm earning a certain amount of money. Because I've got plan type 1. Because I graduated in 2010. But yeah, it was the year below me. They went from paying $3,000 a year for their first 2 years, and then it went up to 9 in their final year. I don't even know what it is anymore. I should Google it actually. Okay, so it actually hasn't gone up as much. Because as I said, it went up to 9 per year for the year below me. And at the moment, according to Google, it's capped at £9,535 a year. So it's gone up £535 since 2010. But it can go up to 9,790 for certain courses. It says the average student debt for 2025 graduates is approximately £53,000 in debt. For Open University, it's approximately £23,352 for a 3-year honours degree. And I see lots of people going, well, why do you go to uni? It's like, because when I was at uni, I look back on my time now, and yes, I loved it. I met my best friend. But if there had been more alternatives, I probably would have gone that route. Interesting to think about that. Because also, when I was at school, it wasn't required. You could stop education after your GCSEs. You didn't have to go do your A-levels. You weren't forced into work. You could officially stop after you were done your GCSEs. You didn't have to do your A-levels or go to college. I didn't do my A-levels. I did the equivalent, which is a BTEC national diploma. And I got the equivalent to 2 A's and a B at A-level, studying performing arts. And then I went to university. But yeah, if there had been more options to maybe do stuff like, I forgot what the word is, like doing like trials of like working backstage at a theatre or something, I totally would have gone that route if that had been available to me at the time, which it wasn't. It's only become a more recent thing. What is the word I'm looking for? I'm sure it'll come back to me and I'll probably put it at the bottom here. But yeah, there wasn't as many options. And that was in 2010. That was 2007 to 2010. There really wasn't that many options when it went to furthering your education or finding new ways to get into different jobs. There just wasn't as much to offer. But it's still a lot of money, especially if you are actually studying something where you should be guaranteed a job at the end and you're not. Obviously, when I'm studying performing arts, that's no guarantee of a job, but I did learn a lot in those 3 years. I learned a lot about myself. I learned things at uni which will carry me into all walks of life, and yeah, it made me realise how much I loved writing. I mean, I kind of already knew, but when I got on to the script writing course, it was just like, oh, this is something I do actually have a talent for. Because I'm pretty sure, because there was like 50 people on my course, and I think only about 5 people made it onto this module of script writing, and we had to submit a short scene with a twist in it. And so I think I've probably still got my script on my computer, to be honest. So yeah, so when I got accepted onto that module, when pretty much everybody wanted a place on that, and only 5 people, and I was one of them. It was just like, this tells me that I'm on the right path. Have I done much with the writing since? No. I mean, I still dabble, but I haven't really written anything properly in a long time. It's just insane, but I'm so glad I finally managed to get in. I finally found the letter from 2017, which was the last paper letter that I got about my student loan, and they've been sending it to an old email address. They probably sent to that email because I'm pretty sure it was my student email address that was used, which I don't have access to anymore. I don't even know what the email address was. It was probably a variation on my name and my student number or whatever. I don't know. With staffs.hc.uk at the end of it, because I was a student of Staffordshire University. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea what that email address is anymore. So it's quite likely that they sent an email to my student email, and I just never got that message, because obviously after a certain amount of time that email was defunct. Yeah, waffling about 13 minutes about my student loan. But anyway, I've got about half an hour until my mum's picking me up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're picking up my auntie from York, and she's coming up because my cousin lives up this way. So yeah, she's coming up to see him and his wife and his son. We're in a bit of a murky waters at the moment, just because my cousin's wife has just come off a load of medication, and so we're just hoping she's okay. And also in the news of family, we got some good news recently, because I've got another auntie and uncle that have come over from the West Indies, and my uncle on that side, he was really ill. He was being investigated for prostate cancer, and we have now finally confirmed he does not have cancer, and we are so thankful for that. We do wonder, like, is he ill because he has been losing a lot of weight? He has been getting some symptoms. We don't know if it's just stress from moving. You know, we were just very thankful to hear that he does not have cancer. Good news. It feels weird to say it's good news when he's still not completely well, but it is good news that he doesn't have cancer. So yeah, there's been a lot going on. But yeah, I uploaded my vlog about 56 days, going up on March 13th, fun times. So it's the 4th of March for me now, and then I'm just going to try and keep on top of everything until I go on holiday. As you saw, I have got my suitcase down, so I can start sorting that out. And I'm just going to keep watching this video until Mum picks me up. It's just done an advert at the moment. Skip. I am 1 hour 54 minutes into a 3 hour 16 minute video. So yeah, obviously not going to finish this before Mum gets here, but I'm going to get damn close. Can't go wrong, really. I have to get it. It's a tenner. £2.50. And it has adjustable straps. I like this. It's the top. Perfect. And then the vision. I like this together, actually. Be nice to protect my chest from burning. I am home. God, today has been a funny day. Brought my auntie over because we went out on a shopping trip to a Matalan that had a costume in stock for my aunt's grandson. So basically, my first cousin once removed. Because that's what that means. It's your cousin's children is a cousin once removed. First cousin once removed. Which also means that any future generations of that will be a cousin twice removed. It's generation, basically. So, yeah, kids, parents, it's the generational thing that gives you the removed. When I was younger, I had no idea what it meant. Oh, but it was just so funny. Because when my mum said, oh, we're going to Matalan, but there's only one Matalan where this costume is in stock, because we've got a World Book Day coming up. I have no idea when it is. But my cousin's son is going dressed up as Cat in the Hat. But yeah, then we found out there was a Cat in the Hat costume at a Matalan in Halton. Important information here, because when my mum first said it, it sounded like she said Colton, and then she said the place with the horrible car park. So I was like, oh, Colton. I know exactly what you're talking about, because me, my mum, my sister, we all hate that bloody car park. It's horrible. It's Leeds. Everything about it is it's just a really, really awkward car park. So it's like, oh, cool. And I was just thinking, is there a Matalan at Colton? I don't think there is. So I was looking it up, and it said Halton. It was like, oh, I don't really know where Halton is. Turns out it's just up the road from Colton. So my mum had the maps, Apple Maps up, and my mum was just there going, like, driving up, and it was like a magical mystery tour. My mum's phone was giving us a magical mystery tour of all the countryside. We had no idea where we were going. Because first it gave her a really, really bizarre route to my cousin's house, because my auntie was already here, so we picked her up from my cousin's house to take her into Halton, not Colton. But yeah, so first it gave her a really bizarre route up to my cousin's house, and my mum was just like, well, you know how to get there, so I don't really know why you're listening to maps, but anyway. But yeah, it took us on a really strange way to get there, and we were just like, okay, is it trying to stop us from going a specific way for, like, I don't even know. But yeah, so later on we just went the way that we know. But yeah, so I just had this full-on conversation with my mum going, okay, so I've checked where this costume is in stock, and it's in Halton. I was trying to really emphasize the Halton part of it, because it's Hall and Cole, that's how it's spelt, but it is pronounced Halton. I've said Halton and Colton so many bloody times, they don't even feel like words anymore. But yeah, it was just so funny. I was just saying to my dad, like, how confused I was by this whole conversation. I just found it funny when we were on our way up to Colton. It's like we were like 3 minutes away, and it was just like, it's Colton right there. That is Colton. That's the car park that we hate on the left-hand side. You drive up Halton, the Matalan is up on the right, like about just up the road, like maybe less than a mile. And so, yeah, we were just giggling lots, but I did end up buying stuff. I found myself in the sales section. I got 3 things for £15, like, that, you can't go wrong. So, we've gone a bit summery. So, pop you there, shall I? See if I can see these things. But yeah, this top was £1.50. Isn't that lovely? It's a really nice material. Going to be great in the summer. It's just like a long top. But yeah, I really, really like that. Also, I have jeans that are kind of like this purpley colour, and I think it would look really nice with it. But also, because what that was £1.50. This top, I basically had the grey version of this already, so I knew what size to get, and this was in the size 12 section, and it fits perfectly. Lovely colour. It's kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, it's kind of like a dusky pink maybe. I don't know how well that's portraying on screen. I almost think it looks a bit orange on camera actually, but no, it's more of a dusky pink, and it actually looks really nice under this if I want to like layer up and protect my chest a bit, because as we all know by now, in the sun, my chest is the first place that gets burnt. It's obviously a very thin layer of skin there anyway, but yeah. And that was £2.50, I think. And then, no, that was £1.50. Yeah, 2 tops, both £1.50 each in the sale. And then I was looking at some of the nice dresses and found this crammed between them. So I apologise if I've managed to find something that somebody had hidden for later, but £10 for this pyjama set. This is going to be my new favourite thing. When I go back to Disney, if I ever get back to Disney, I will be wearing these in the parks. It's a really nice material. I cannot wait to try it on. I've already tried on these two at Mum and Dad's, but I did not try this on yet. But these are going to be my new favourite daytime pyjamas, I think. And then I picked up some scrunchies. These were £2.50. So, yeah, £15 altogether. Done pretty well, haven't I? Ooh, this one, it says it's in natural fluid fashion. 100% certified forestry, low water consumption, biodegradable, traceability of source. Or is that just the label? I think it has something to do with how it's made as well. Oh, I lose my new hair bubbles. Just basically, I realised I could only find 2. But yeah, this is a medium. Oh, it's 100% viscose, that's why. These are really nice scrunchies, actually. I say scrunchy, they're just hair bubbles. Just papaya, Matalan own. But I really like the feel of them. Because I have some of those plastic ones that are supposed to be like kink-free. They're not kink-free in the slightest. They're so hard to get out of your hair. And so I thought these ones being a bit thicker, they're quite nice. These are polyester and elastane. The thing is, though, when it comes to Matalan stuff, I hold on to it for years and basically never get rid of it unless I don't realise I don't wear it anymore and I give it to a charity shop. I've never had any problems with Matalan's papaya stuff. Like, it lasts forever. I'm not really, I say I'm not a fast fashion person. I'm sure Matalan probably will be considered fast fashion, but I'm not always buying. Like, I will literally go through things. Like, you'll see, like, we wear stuff all the time. I have the few things that I actually wear all the time. And then I've got the things that come out for, like, special occasions. But this is why I like the basics and stuff, because you can just wear a plain top with jeans and then dress it up with, like, a nice jacket or a nice cardi or whatever. So, yeah, I really want to try on these jammies now. But no, I just hold on to stuff. If it's falling apart, then it's just, like, it's not worth it. Which we've actually seen with quite a few M&S tops falling apart. And it's just like, you'd think because it was a bit more expensive that it would last longer. Not necessarily. So yeah, just I have never been disappointed by Matalan, I'll admit that. And the stuff that I have gotten from Matalan lasts forever. I have had so many things that I have been able to keep hold of. The only thing with the other Matalan tops that I had is that they were just getting a bit old. I mean, they're not so bad that I need to throw them away or anything. I think they could have a new life if I took them to a charity shop. It's just, they were just a bit tired for me, which is why I've been replacing them. But I've held on to those for years. Like, there's pictures of me wearing these tops the last time I went to Barbados. But yeah, it's one of those things where you should invest in stuff that you will hold on to for a long time. Like, I'll invest in a good quality pair of boots that I can wear forever. Anyway, I've been bothering for 10 minutes while I've been showing you all this. So yeah, had dinner at mum and dad's house. My dad managed to keep the sweet potato chips in the oven for a good amount of time, so they're nice and crispy. I love it when you can get crispy sweet potato fries, because sometimes they can come out a bit anemic if you don't have. I like them when they're nice and crispy, like a proper chip. And then there was these like veggie rossies from Aldi, and they were so tasty. I've seen them in the veggie and vegan section before, because I am a meat eater, but I don't need meat at every meal. And so I do like having a meal which is fully veggie. I don't need meat with everything. And in fact, my breakfast was veggie sausages. I don't really eat meat sausages very much. Like, I will occasionally, but I prefer the texture of the veggie stuff. Like, I don't eat lamb. The meat that I'll eat, like, I'm kind of going off chicken a little bit. It has to be done in a certain way. Like, I don't like chicken on the bone or anything. It depends on how it's been cooked, basically. But no, I'll eat beef and I'll eat pork in certain types. As I said, I don't eat pork sausages. The texture of pork sausages I don't do, but if it's like a pork loin, if it's done right, I don't mind it. I don't know why I'm waffling on about like food textures and things. It's just basically, I am a meat eater that likes vegetables. I was always brought up. My parents never really made a big deal about food. They were just like, try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to order it again. But if you like it, it means you found something new that you can eat. That was how I was brought up. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. So, like, I will try anything. I have tried lots, and I know what I don't like. I'm not a big fan of fishy fish. But then my godsister, as in my godparent's daughter, once offered me to try a little bit of lobster. And I was just there thinking, I'm not sure I'm going to like this because it smells really fishy. And I was like, oh, actually, this is quite a meaty one. Like, it doesn't actually taste fishy. It just smells fishy. And she was like, yeah, this isn't actually the best. And she was basically there saying, this is not the best lobster I've ever had. And it was just like, well, if it's not the best lobster and I don't mind it as a meaty fish, then I'll probably be all right if it's a good one. Admittedly, I'm not a person who goes out ordering lobster, but I might try it again at some point. I prefer meaty fish. I like cod. I like haddock. I don't eat it very often, but I like the taste of it. This is a really, really strange section of this vlog. I don't know why I keep going on about this. But yeah. When I was at my parents' house, we watched the first 3 episodes of Shifting Gears on Disney Plus because I'd heard that he had a new sitcom, Tim Allen, but I hadn't watched it, but I've seen some clips of it and I just thought, oh, I'll give it a go. You know, it's just something a bit lighthearted. It's a sitcom, like it's nothing too serious. And I don't mind Tim Allen. I feel like even though he's a Republican, he feels a bit more of a neutral Republican. Like he doesn't seem, I've correct me if I'm wrong because I don't like seek out his communications like if he's on X or anything. Or Instagram, I don't know. But generally, he doesn't seem to be like a full-on Trump supporter to me. And the stuff that he does talk about in his TV shows, I mean, I don't think he writes everything, but he's a comedian, isn't he? But yeah, because, I mean, he had his moments of being slightly political on all of his shows, to be honest, I think. I mean, with Last Man Standing, it was just the last season that I don't know if I just didn't watch it properly or something, but by the end of it, it was just like, I don't know, I might rewatch the final season of Last Man Standing, because there was a bit of a time jump as well. Was it in the season before that, or was it just the last season that they jumped forward a couple of years? Because they had the oldest daughter pregnant, and then they did a jump so that he was already at school, the kid was already at school or something. Yeah, I just don't really remember much from that final season. I might give it another go at some point. But yeah, I feel like even though he can be political, I feel like he's more, I wouldn't say neutral. I feel like he's just got a bit more of an open mind. Does that make sense? Because even the political statements that he makes in, obviously it's more of a character thing, but I have a feeling it's a bit more Tim Allen as well. Like was it in episode 2 of Shifting Gears when they're looking at the son getting accommodations at school? Basically, the episode is him realising why he needs the accommodations, basically, and getting in trouble for, like, giving him, like, a cheat sheet and things. But it's just, like, it's looking at that generation of people who think, like, oh, why do they need accommodations? Like, you can just buckle down and do it. And then that episode, his character actually learns, actually, no, his grandson does actually need the accommodations, does get distracted very easily. And he even notices his own anxiety when his daughter takes a tool off the wall and puts it in the wrong place. So, yeah, technically everybody does have anxiety, but it's not supposed to interfere with your life like that. It felt like it was kind of giving some other people of his generation kind of a wake-up call. But yeah, I thought those first 3 episodes I really enjoyed, actually. I thought they were quite funny, and I do like Kat Nettings. I like the fact that Brenda Song was on there as well. I've heard that there's like a couple of like other people from other sitcoms that he's been on make an appearance in season 2, so that'll be fun to watch. Yeah, but no, for the first 3 episodes I actually quite enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm gonna go put these away and have a chill. So yeah, tomorrow, dentist appointment. I think it's a hygienist appointment at 10 to 9, and then I'm at Aquafit at 9:45. And then afterwards, I think me and Mum are going to go to separate houses, shower, and then I think we're going to take my auntie to Knaresborough, to the retail park, because there's a big Matalan there. And also with some of the things that she's looking for her holiday, because she's going to Morocco, she just wants to get some slightly longer sleeve tops, because I think it's quite conservative out there. She doesn't really want to show much skin. And also she's looking for trousers that have a bit of a taper on it to protect her legs from the mosquitoes. And I was just like, oh, Next might have a few things that she might like. So it was kind of the question of like, do we want to go to Knaresborough or do we want to go to the Springs just outside of Leeds? But I think because Knaresborough has the Matalan and the Next, I think that might be a better option for her. And plus there were some really nice things in Matalan today. So yeah, it's a very big Matalan that's at Halton, not Colton. Yeah, I'm all caught up on Grey's Anatomy now. I'm all caught up on the Kardashians now as well. So I'm going to figure out what I want to put on. What else am I watching on Netflix at the moment? Yeah, I'll find something to wind down to, and then have a bit of an early night because I'm going to get up at 8 tomorrow. So make sure that I'm out of the house on time to get to my appointment. Because normally I'd walk, but because I'm going to Aquafit straight afterwards, I'm going to drive. But also, there's a road closure in my town right where my dentist is, so I need to go kind of the other way. slightly longer route, and also I think at that time in the morning, will I be able to park at the dentist? I might be alright. But there is also a side road where I can park on and walk down, which might be the slightly better option. Because it can get awkward because you've got like, is it 3 parking spaces or is it 2? Where you can like block people in. And I'm just thinking, I'm sure the staff park in that bit. Because that would be really awkward if you had like a client or a guest parking like at the bit we can get blocked in. So yeah, I've never driven forwards there. But to be fair, there's usually not an option to drive forwards, which is why I'm convinced it's staff that park there, because they won't be coming out while the guests are coming in and out. So does that make any sense how that car park works? But yeah, I'm pretty sure the staff park here next to the wall, so they don't have to move, and so that when the guests are coming in and out, they're not blocking any guest in who's parked over here. I don't think any guests are parking here. I think that's all staff, and then all the clients park on the bit where people are coming in and out. That probably makes it sound much more complicated than it is. I've been waffling on for almost 20 minutes, so I'm going to say goodnight and wind down, and I'll see you in the morning for my dentist appointment. Again, I'm pretty sure this is a hygienist appointment, but I can't remember. I'll have to check my diary. I just checked. It is a hygienist appointment. I got this book out for my auntie because I was saying, oh, we've got family mentioned in this. It's Jimmy Cozier, Caribbean newspaper man, an autobiography. But there's, well, basically, I've got a great grandfather who was the editor of the Times. I'm not quite sure how many greats that are in there. And then also the Barbados Advocate was in my family, the newspaper. So, yeah, that's why it's mentioned in that book. And I got her out to say, oh, I think there's probably information in here. So we had a little look through the book. It was quite cool. But there's pictures in this book, and I'm pretty sure there was a picture of my... I have to have a look. I think when I talked about this book on my YouTube channel, I did show the picture of the relative that's in here. So, yeah. Wind down. I think I'm going to try on these jammies. So you might get a small glimpse of me in these if I try them on now. Yeah, other than that, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. All right, I absolutely love these. They're really comfortable, actually. Yep. New daytime pyjamas unlocked. All right, dentist appointment time. All right, all good at the dentist. Gives me some recommendations, because this is the hygienist. Not everybody has to see a hygienist, but for me, because I did get my teeth professionally whitened, it's a good way to keep on top of everything. Lets me know how my teeth are doing, if there's any recommendations when it comes to like flossing or the way I'm cleaning my teeth. But yeah, and now it is 12 minutes past 9. Perfect timing to get up to Aquafit. So yeah, I've just seen the mother's car, so she's already here. I keep feeling like I don't have anything on me. It's because everything in this bag is really light, you know, towel, underwear, that kind of thing. I'm not sure if I actually need my coat today. Yeah, that's definitely mum there in one of the spaces. But yeah, my doctor's spot, I've got a spot on my forehead at the moment. It's really annoying me. Yeah, I just need to wash my face. You know, when you feel like you just got like all the stuff around your face of what they've been doing inside your mouth. But yeah, good at the hygienist. Seen him again in 6 months. And I also have realised I desperately need to get my car washed. Oh, it's not a good look. Anyway, I'll see you later. Right, all done at Aquafit. Obviously, me and Mum came separately today because of my dentist appointment. But it works out well because Mum's going to go pick up her sister from my cousin's house. And then she's going to head back to Mum and Dad's house to have a shower. And then after that, they'll come pick me up. So I'm going to go have my shower. Oh, Mum. Sticking at my arm. I desperately need to get this car cleaned. Good workout today, kind of sneaks up on you. But I'm just very aware that my knee is suddenly like it's turned a corner. My knee has literally turned a corner, and it is feeling a lot better. I always like to stretch it out anyway, but yeah. Anyway, got a bit of Ariana Grande for the way home. Just back from drowning. I'm now going to go quickly pop in the shower to wash my hair. But I do just want to say, Alice Evans, the court case I've been following, she now has another 5-year DVRI. It's domestic violence restraining order. Actually, I think the other one was 3 years, wasn't it? Because it was like 2022. But yeah, because at first I think there was a few people going, why is it not a lifetime one? But it turns out the judge actually asked them, do you want this to be a lifetime or 5 years? And Yoan and his lawyer opted for 5 years. I think I kind of understand what Yoan is doing here, because I mean, it's not that they really expect it to change, but the fact is, obviously, at some point he does want to be able to have a relationship with his kids, and long term he hopes that at some point he and Alice might actually be able to be on speaking terms again, because the fact is they are the parents of those children forever, and it's really difficult when parents don't get along with each other, or exes don't get along with each other when there's kids involved. So I kind of understand where they're coming from on that, but at the same time, Alice isn't going to change. The only remorse that she really showed on the stand was for getting caught. She showed no remorse. It doesn't sound like she's actually said sorry to Yoan and Bianca. Anything where she did break it, there was kind of a bit of victim blaming going on. I mean, I've heard what happened with her lawyer's closing statement, and it was just like, this is horrible. Like, if it was a man doing this to a woman, there would be no question that this was abuse. And what her lawyer did was really, really disgusting. I mean, I know it's a job, and sometimes they just have to work with what they've got. And in this case, it was discrediting them because they didn't have anything else. But yeah, obviously the live stream finished at about 5 o'clock this morning. And this video is 2 hours, 47 minutes. I think there was a point when they were trying to get out of doing court on Friday, but that's not happening. So yeah, they've got a full day today and a full day tomorrow. But yeah, now that the restraining order has been renewed for 5 years, they are now moving on to the financials. So it's just interesting to watch this go down. And by the time you see this, it will be 2 weeks ahead. So yeah, I'll be all that closer to my holiday. But yeah, stop talking, Debs, get in the shower, because Mum's picking you up at some point. So 1 hour, 57 minutes into Andrea's new video. And I will say, actually, because I've been obviously letting my mum and dad know about this, because I think they started hearing about it in 2020 like I did. It was my mum, actually. I did not start talking about it. My mum, when I saw her at the when we went to Aquafit, she was just like, oh, wasn't there supposed to be like a judgment today? I was like, oh yeah, I know that it's been renewed for 5 years. And she was like, oh. It was just like, it's kind of a good sign, because they've obviously found evidence, but obviously there'll be more information to come out. But yeah, at this point, Andrea is basically saying everything that the judge said, kind of about all the evidence that was submitted and what was said in the closings and things, and how it defined his answer for the 5 years. And also the fact that it was Yoan and his lawyer that said they were okay with 5 years instead of a permanent one. Like, this is like Alice's last chance, basically. And if she does not back up and her behaviour, she will have a permanent one at the next hearing. That's basically what the judge has just confirmed in like this sum up in the last 5 minutes of watching this video. Yeah, haven't heard from my mum yet, but she should be. I imagine she won't be long. She was only a little bit behind me, but she was heading off to pick my aunt up and then going home to have a shower. So I'll probably hear from her in the next 10-20 minutes or so. So I won't finish this video before I go, but it's interesting to see it all. But yeah, this was day 7, which means that today will be day 8. I determined that like 7 hours behind us, so like I don't think their court day has started yet. And they also will have tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, it's interesting to see this. But yeah, it's Andrea sharing her thoughts and what she agrees with and what she doesn't agree with. I think it's also the fact that this judge, he hasn't seen everything, and it's obvious he hasn't read everything. In one sentence he was saying like, we need to believe people, we don't necessarily need to have evidence, but at the same time, in the same breath, he was saying that Yoan did not actually give enough evidence that there was physical abuse from Alice. I mean, there was only one moment that he mentions, but there was burden of proof there, and it was just like it seems like the judge kind of flip-flops a little bit. So I think the fact that they are giving Alice one more chance, I don't think that she's going to learn from this. She's going to come out, as Andrea said, saying, oh, family court failed me. It's just like, I don't think she's going to take anything away from this judge, which is a shame, really. Mother is on the way. This is the outfit. I've popped some blue skinnies on, boots, and my Mary Poppins coat. I call it a Mary Poppins coat. It's not quite, but I do love this coat. I'm just using my fish oil bag today. And also because I think we might be going up to the retail park where there's a Matalan. I put in all the vouchers that I earned yesterday. Because they all use my Matalan card when we shopped yesterday. So I did have enough time to watch the entire video, impressively. Again, watching it at double speed. But yeah, it was mainly focusing on the judge extended the DVR by 5 years and really going into that. But, the sum up of today and tomorrow will be financial. So is it worth me? I might just pop a tote bag in. But a Disney tote bag, which has my name on it. Because that's what my friend Jenny got me years ago. Yeah. Well, she'll be here in a minute. Need a new rash vest for the holiday, and this is like £13. Yeah. I think that'd be nice. I tried it on with the bra underneath because I will be wearing a swimming costume with it. Yeah, quite like that, and it's not too tight. So. I can't get anybody out of the shop because of the music. We're the ones walking around with a spade, a toaster, and some mushroom lights. My goodness, today has been absolutely hilarious. We have done non-stop laughing. Out shopping with my mum and my auntie when we got back. But obviously you saw there was a point when my Auntie Jo had bought a new spade because she's working on the garden at my cousin's house. And so she had the spade. No, my mum had the spade. I was holding the toaster because my parents' toaster short-circuited the house a couple of times. And so they're just like, we need to get a new one. So we got what was a fairly cheap one, £15 at the range. This becomes important, I will let you know that. But then my Auntie Jo was holding these like lights that look like mushrooms. But the mushroom lights, like string lights. And so we started joking about what we could possibly be doing with this, and it was the idea that we were basically going to have a dead body, highlight it with the lights, and I'm just there going, but why would you want to attract attention to the dead body? As I was saying this, we were walking past a guy selling Octopus Energy, and I just heard him look at us. Well, I saw him look at us and just go, what? I think we almost gave him a heart attack as we were just talking about dead bodies. But it was kind of just, we were just musing over the fact that we all had some really bizarre objects in our hands. And my mum was walking around with my Auntie Jo's spade. And then when we got back and we plugged in the new toaster, my mum went to get bread to put in the toaster just to check it would fit. And straight away my mum was just like, oh no, we've made a big error here. And I was like, Mum, just put the bread in the other way. She was just like, no, there's no defrost setting on this. And it was just like, then just put it in for a minute. When it comes back up, put it down for another 2 or 3. She puts the toast in, whacks it straight up to 4, and I'm just there going, this ain't going to end well. And I was just saying to my dad in the car just now, it's just like, the numbers on a toaster aren't minutes. It's degrees of toastiness. I thought we'd already established this. And he was just like, but there has to be time involved. Like, yeah, but 1 on a toaster does not equal 1 minute. And my dad was saying, but it has to be an element of time. It's just like, yeah, it might depend on the toaster, on how long 1 is thing. But I think there's for a lot of people, the number does not correlate to a minute. I want to time my toaster. I want to see how long it is, because I know that the numbers on my toaster are not directly involved with a minute. Like 1 is not 1 minute, 2 is not 2 minutes. I always connected it as degrees of toastiness. And so mine never goes beyond 3. I have a default setting that I put it on for the first degree of toastiness. And then I think mine's like between 2 and 3 to get my optimum toastiness. But yeah, no, this toaster's going a waste of £15. Oh well, it's not a good toaster. But we have just been non-stop giggling, and the fact that we almost gave the Octopus Energy guy a heart attack by talking about illuminating dead bodies with frog lights. No, it wasn't frogs, it was toadstools, it was mushrooms. This probably sounds so fucking ridiculous to you, but we just have not stopped laughing. It has been so ridiculous. Yeah, the only things I got today were my rash vests, because I realised I do need to get a new rash vest. The last one I had, it was white, and to be honest, I think my mum might still have it. But yeah, I just thought this was quite a nice one. There's a bit of pop of colour on there. I don't need a long sleeve one, but it's nice if we decide to go paddle boarding or anything. And this time, I will not sit down the whole time, because the last time I did that, I could not walk, I could not step off a pavement without getting so much pain. I couldn't sit down on a toilet. Neither could my mum. We were just like, oh my God, we just have to stand up, and just, if we fall in, we fall in. But yeah, and then we saw these when we were in the aisles at the range, and it was like £2.50 for two 75ml things. And we were like, that's really cheap for Warby. So we stocked up on that. Because my mum was just like, oh, I'm getting one. And it was like, I might as well get one. But it's that cheap. So, yeah, that was my haul for today. Toothpaste and a rash vest. Anyway, I am really tempted to watch Bridgerton. I told my mum I'd watch it with her, but at this point, I am getting so many spoilers at this point, and I just want to watch it so I can enjoy the videos instead of saying I'm not interested. So yeah, Netflix. What time are we on? 7:30. I technically could do all four of them before midnight. Technically. I am at work tomorrow though. I will say I did have a G&T, a double G&T with the way my dad made it at my mum's house, because Bridgerton. There's a podcast. That was just a preview. Previously. Alright, I've got an advert. I'm just going to pause that just so I can take this off, put some comfies on and grab something to drink. I don't know if you will see me again, so I'm going to say goodnight and goodbye now. I am off on Tuesday next week and Thursday, and I have no idea what the other day is. I'll probably, while watching it, just have a little look if there has been any more updates on the financial side of things of the trial. Because, yeah, the fact that my parents, my mum even at Aquafit was just like, oh, wasn't there supposed to be something about the GVRO today? My mum is as invested as I am at this point. But she heard me talking about it in 2020. So, when it first started coming out. And also, don't believe the lies in the Daily Mail. Like, they're in Alice's pocket. Literally, she's had like, what's it, 30 grand, 40 grand from the Daily Mail for articles. And yeah, every so often I do wonder if I do want to get this sorted. I'm not really worried about the gap, it's just the overlap, but it's not that annoying. But getting the floss between those two can be difficult sometimes. But no, my dentist was very happy about my flossing situation, because I wasn't always the best at flossing. I will say that. Yeah, I'm going to stop waffling. So yeah, I'm going to say goodnight now, settle into a bit of Bridgerton, and I've already had dessert, so I won't have any chocolate. No, I'm just going to have some water. Or a bit of squash, because I've got a lemon squash that I like to have with my water. Anyway, say good night. Thank you for watching this week, and I will see you Sunday with a series Sunday type video. Good night. Love you all. See you Tuesday for the next vlog. Or it'll be Tuesday for me anyway. Bye.